Hello, this is Lucas Coldaway, and this is Prolifically Born Again. And as you know from my last video, I was completely losing my mind. But guess what? We prayed. And guess what? We're good to go. So today we are going to start with Bible study with Lucas Coldaway. And the type of Bible study we're going to do is strictly from Proverbs, because Proverbs tells it exactly how it is, to the degree of even things that happen within the drug scene it talks about. It's insane. Proverbs is about wisdom. It's about a repetitive hymns of basically saying the same things over and over again, but in different ways that speak to you in like a capacity that is so pinpointed to exactly what the reality is. It's actually crazy. So we're going to do a little something. All right. So for y'all that don't know about the Bible or don't know about Proverbs, or whatever, or for all that are watching this and that have been inspired to maybe think about looking into God because of my testimony, just bear with me. The purpose of Proverbs is to teach people wisdom and discipline, to help them understand the insights of the wise. Their purpose is to teach people to live disciplined and successful lives, to help them do what is right, just, and fair. These proverbs will give insight to the simple, knowledge and discernment to the young. Let the wise listen to these proverbs and become even wiser. Let those with understanding receive guidance by exploring the meaning of these proverbs and parables, the words of the wise and their riddles. Fear of the Lord is the foundation of true knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and discipline. I know what that's like. My child, listen when your father corrects you. Don't neglect your mother's instruction. What you learn from them will crown you with grace and be a chain around your neck. My child, if sinners entice you, turn your back on them. They may say, "Come and join us. Let's hide and kill someone. Just for fun, let's ambush the innocent. Let's swallow them alive like the graves. Let's swallow them whole like those who go down to the pit of death. Think of the great things we'll get. We'll fill our houses with all the stuff we take. Come throw in your lot with us. We'll all share the loot." My child, don't go along with them. Stay far away from their paths. They rush to commit evil deeds. They hurry to commit murder. If a bird sees a trap being set, it knows to stay away. But these people set an ambush for themselves. They are trying to get themselves killed. Such is the fate of all who are greedy for money. It robs them of life. Those are the absolute first verses in Proverbs. And I mean, obviously, it's so true. You know, if you want money, if you're greedy for money, it robs you of life. And what he's saying is, it robs you. It doesn't, having money and getting money, not only will you get to the point where it's like, oh, this really isn't bringing me any happiness, it'll actually do the opposite effect and bring you anguish and despair, because money is the root of all evil. That's just the way it is. Like, if you have a great job and you make good money, and you know it's one or the other, but if you believe in Jesus Christ, then you're gonna want to help people as much as you can with with being able to still take care of your own self, right? Yeah, and for me, coming from a family that I mean, like, I don't even know how they're going to deal with the decisions I'm going to be making in the future with my money, because I mean, and the thing is, like, at one point in my life, I thought, okay, you know what? Because I'm starting from ground zero at 37 years old, God's gonna understand if I put thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in the bank, and but the wisdom I've been given from God tells me that's not the case, man. It doesn't matter. You got people in other countries that got nothing, and they're born again Christians. You know what I'm saying? We're over here in Canada just doing our thing, living in a society. Like, there's people in other countries that would give their left arm to do a life sentence in Canada, a life sentence in prison. They would give their left arm to do it from where they're at. All right, so I called you so often, but you wouldn't come. I reached out to you, but you paid no attention. You ignored my advice and rejected the correction I offered. So I will laugh when you are in trouble. I will mock you when disaster overtakes you. When calamity overtakes you like a storm, when disaster engulfs you like a cyclone, and anguish and distress overwhelm you. When they cry for help, I will not answer. Though they anxiously search for me, they will not find me, for they hate knowledge and chose not to fear the Lord. They rejected my advice and paid no attention when I corrected them. Therefore, they must eat the bitter fruit of living their own way, choking on their own schemes. For simpletons turn away from me to death. Fools are destroyed by their own complacency. But all who listen to me will live in peace, untroubled by fear of harm. These words are more true than you will ever understand, unless you really come into your own with Jesus Christ. Because I gotta tell you, man, that is exactly how it is. And it might seem stern, it might seem hard, right? But this is the thing about the Bible and Jesus. And I used to say, oh, it's a little contradictory, but once you grow in your faith, you're going to come to the point where you understand it, and I will tell you what it is. A lot of the Bible, it gives you mixed messages, right? But it's really not. What it is he wants to make you understand that. He wants you to know that he understands that it's very hard to not sin, and that he understands the troubles that you're going through, right? But when he shows himself to you, he's gonna expect you to evolve, right? And see, when I found God and I turned back to drugs, I believed in God. I had Jesus in my heart, but I turned back to doing bad things, and he laid the hammer down on me, bro. The hammer. And it was Jesus that laid the hammer on me, not the devil. He was all in the mix. But it's Jesus' wrath that got me, because he came into my heart. He chose me to be part of his family. And we're like 10 years later, and here we are. Was there a point in my journey that I was in this position? Absolutely, man. But that's the thing. You got to understand that a lot of the Bible is going to be very stern and very you gotta it's going to say you gotta fear the Lord, or the wrath of the Lord will be known. And then you'll read more and you'll see, just believe in the Lord and just do the best you can do and treat your fellow man. So it can to the person that hasn't come far along with God, it can seem contradictional. But the reason it does that is because it's telling you, yes, the Lord is patient. Yes, the Lord has mercy. Yes, the Lord understands how hard it is, right? And he ain't going to give up on you unless you give up on him. But if you truly, you see, and that's why it's you either go one way or the other, right? You either decide to live in sin because you want to have that temporary happiness, or you're going to turn and not live in sin and sacrifice all those worldly pleasures, right? Which were never meant to be there in the first place, right? They were tricked into reality from the devil, right? I mean, that's exactly what it is. So you really have to understand that all these temptations that the devil presents, it's all temporary power that actually doesn't have any power over you. That's why you have to internally harness the Holy Spirit, because without that, you're going to be subjected to the devil's lifestyle of and that's everything, right? That's everything. So, and yeah, it's tough. It's not easy, but the rewards and the outcome of it, you will not regret it. You will not. I mean, like, I'm already starting to come around and realize that I'm starting to open up in a way where I realize how much of an anomaly I am. I'm actually starting to realize how much of an anomaly I am. And I'm starting to understand that my story is very, very inspirational. And I never really thought of it like that. Like, to be honest, like, I mean, I did, but I never thought I would, be able to change my life, right? Like, I thought I was. But, that's God for you, man. And, so I'm starting to come into my own where I'm understanding that I think I can make a difference. I think I can bring people to God, because I've led many people down the wrong path, and but Jesus has forgiven me for that. So, you know, so yeah. And that's the thing, man. When I was in the thick of it after I found God, I was crying out for him. But I knew, and this is how powerful this is. I was crying out for him, but bad things still happened in a very serious fashion because of the life that I was living, right? And I knew, here's the power. I knew deep in my heart, even when I was praying, asking Jesus to keep me safe, I knew in my heart that I just knew that, something's going to go down. This isn't going to end well. And it's almost as if I knew in my heart that I was destined to get to the other side, because I just knew. Like, I knew Jesus died for us. And I mean, he showed himself to me, just not in physical form, but like through so many things, man. I mean, and it doesn't stop. It's happening to this day, right? Okay. My child, listen to what I say and treasure my commands. Tune your ears to wisdom and concentrate on understanding. Cry out for insight and ask for understanding. Search for them as you would for silver. Seek them like hidden treasures. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I've been doing. I have been crying out for insight. I have been searching for, I've been concentrating on understanding. Like, and he gives me that wisdom. He's given me that wisdom to a level that I can't even sometimes comprehend, okay? Then you will understand what it means to fear the Lord, and you will gain knowledge from God. You see that there's steps that you're going to come into when you are in the process of being born again. Because, and this is what I want to say, born again. When you're born again, you're a baby. Okay? And you're going to grow, and you're going to mature, and you're going to get to the point where you've gained wisdom from God that is crazy. For the Lord grants wisdom. From his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. He grants a treasure of common sense. to the honest. He is a shield to those who walk with integrity. He guards the paths of the just and protects those who are faithful to him. Wisdom will save you from evil people, from those whose words are twisted. These men turn from the right way to walk down dark paths. They take pleasure in doing wrong, and they enjoy the twisted ways of evil. Their actions are crooked and their ways are wrong. Okay, so this is what I'm going to tell you. My whole life, throughout my criminal history, in my heart, I knew a lot of the time that what was going on was wrong. And so I took a step back in many different ways at many different times in my life. Because I don't know, I just knew in my heart that I wasn't willing to do something too extreme. I'm pretty sure, well, obviously God's in us all, right? So God was in me from the absolute beginning, because my integrity throughout my whole life has been pretty good, even considering everything that I've been through. And that's why God came into my heart, because he knew that I had potential to get to where I am now. Like, nobody else knew. Not even I knew, you know? Like, this isn't, like, oh man. Anyways. Then you will understand what is right, just, and fair, and you will find the right way to go. For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will fill you with joy. Wise choices will watch over you. Understanding will keep you safe. Wisdom will save you from evil people, from those whose words are twisted. Oh, sorry, I read that. Wisdom will save you from the immoral woman, from the seductive words of the promiscuous woman, and she has abandoned her husband. They ignore the covenant she made before God. There you have it. My last video. What was going on? You know what I'm saying? God's given me the power to be able to turn away from these lustful powers that the devil has going on everywhere. He's given me the willpower to do that. Me! Like, so if he can do it for me, he can do it for you. And that's another reason why I'm doing this channel. Because you, whoever you are watching, you are going to witness my journey day by day. I'm going to do a video every day. And you're going to watch me move along within my faith. You're going to watch my struggles. You're going to witness all the trials and tribulations that I'm going through. And you're also going to witness, by the grace of God, how far along I've come, and see where it takes us, right? Where it takes us. Because if I have inspired you to really think about this and think about looking into Jesus Christ, come along with me, man. Join the crew. Join the true Christian brotherhood, peoplehood, whatever you want to call it, man. Come with me, man. Like, my child, never forget the things I have taught you. Store my commands in your heart. If you do this, you will live many years, and your life will be satisfying. Never let loyalty and kindness leave you. Tie them around your neck as a reminder. Write them deep within your heart. Then you will find favor with both God and people, and you will earn a good reputation. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek His will in all you do, and He will show you which path to take. Joyful is the person who finds wisdom, the one who gains understanding, for wisdom is more profitable than silver, and her wages are better than gold. Wisdom is more precious than rubies. Nothing you desire can compare with her. She offers you long life at her right hand, and riches and honor in her left. She will guide you down delightful paths. All her ways are satisfying. Wisdom is a tree of life to those who embrace her. Happy are those who hold her tightly. By wisdom the Lord founded the earth. By understanding He created the heavens. By His knowledge and deep fountains of the earth burst forth, and the dew settled beneath the night sky. My child, don't lose sight of common sense and discernment. Hang on to them, for they will refresh your soul. They are like jewels on a necklace. They keep you safe on your way, and your feet will not stumble. You will go to bed without fear. You will lie down and sleep soundly. Do you see the specific detail that he gets into when it comes to these things? And exactly the testimony of my life, and reading that, do you see the truth behind this? Do you feel that the person that is telling you what I'm telling you, do you think that I am spitting out wisdom right now? Do you think I've been spitting out wisdom? I do. And I think I've been doing it in a humble way. Because you don't want to be impressed by your own wisdom. Okay? You want to be humble. I did that in the past where I was like overconfident, and I learned from that. That's why I am where I am now, because I already went through a lot of things when I first found God, and I was sober for the first year. I thought it was just like all some type of competition. I was like, but I learned from that and the trials and tribulations that happened since then. So, I mean, but do you hear those words? And if you think that I am spitting wisdom out, humble wisdom, just understand it's coming from God, but it's also coming from a guy who was, well, you already know. If I can do this, you can do this. Trust me. But you can't do this without God. We'll see you next time. I'm praying for everybody. Please pray for me. And please pray for me, not because I'm feeling great right now, but it's a process, it's a constant battle. So maybe in a couple hours I'm going to be wanting to go buy that weed stick again. But you know what? I'm feeling pretty good about it now, and I got to tell you, I think I'm good, man. I don't know. The power of God is real, man, and you got to be able to push through that, because that is a test. Those are tests. Those are endurance tests from God to see, and it doesn't matter if it's something small. It's going to actually, for the most part, it's going to be things you don't even realize, right? The small things in life that you don't even think about. See you next time.